Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be adapting 7 principles to get an X back when co-parenting. So this particular email is from a viewer who he's been following me almost 10 years. I guess he started following me when he broke up with his baby mama about 9 years ago, as a matter of fact. And he basically says he didn't really take my work seriously. He kind of half-assed it. She wasn't down for getting back together, and so he eventually gave up and moved on. But, in the last year or so, he's finally decided to take this stuff seriously, and he basically wants another trip down memory lane. So the problem is they got a kid together, and they have to talk to arrange to handle logistics for the child. So he's like, I can't really go no contact, but he thinks he's noticed some signs that she may be becoming attracted to him again, and he wants another trip down memory lane. So he says, Hi, Coach Corey. I've studied how to be a 3% man multiple times and have been applying the X-Back principles with good success. But my situation has one unique constraint I'd love your insight on. I share a child with my ex. Well, as I've said in other videos I've done on the topic over the years, get all of your arrangements made ahead of time so you have no reason to call her and she has no reason to call you. Because if you're constantly texting, what guys usually would do is that they use the kid as a reason to text her, but then they text more than they should, and they're not, and then they kind of reveal what they're trying to do. And so ideally, it's best to have everything arranged ahead of time. You got a day, a time, and a place to meet to exchange your child. So that way, if she's reaching out to you when there's really no reason, then that kind of gives you evidence that she's interested. I share a child with my ex, and for almost 9 years after the breakup, where she left me for being a weak, insecure beta male, I have been cold, distant, and basically punished her subconsciously for leaving me. I came across your work when she first left, but I half-assed it and gave up. Most people major in minor things. You got to participate in your own rescue. There are no shortcuts to success. But again, most people are just lazy. After a few years, I decided to turn my life around, and I went on a mission to become better in all aspects. At 35 years old, I'm now in great shape. I earned an aerospace engineering degree this year, and I'm about to start my new career in engineering. Things are the best they've ever been, and I have also recently started really studying your work. I've read the book 6 times and listened on Audible, and I also watch your videos on YouTube. Well, good job, dude. It only took about a decade, but you're getting there. Everybody's got their own path. As Wayne Dyer used to say, it's never crowded along the extra mile. And what that means is most people fall out. They quit. They give up. And so when you get to the top of the mountain, you look around, it's like there's hardly anybody else there. Even though at the bottom you start out with a sea of people. Everybody quits along the way. 7 weeks ago, I noticed she was giving me signs that I'd associate with a woman that has a high level of interest. I reset the dynamic and began treating her like I would any other woman. Warm, playful, centered, giving her the gift of missing me, and letting her initiate 100%. Since then, she reaches out first every time. In person, she's warm, flirty, playful, and highly receptive. She lingers, asks personal questions, teases, and mirrors my body language. Hey, let's get together for a drink sometime. Hey, why don't we have dinner? Hey, why don't you come over for dinner tomorrow night? Hey, why don't you come over for dinner for Friday night? Why don't we get together and have a family dinner, and when I put our kid to bed, or when we put our child to bed, we can play Naked Twister or something fun. She's so if you really see that when she's hanging out and she's kind of lingering, is she playing with her hair? Is she touching your arm? Is she bumping into you? Does she call you about things that have nothing to do with your kid? Then you should say, hey, why don't we get together? Or hey, why don't you come by the house the weekend and let's have dinner together? Hang out, have fun, hook up. She's shown multiple emotional vulnerability cues and some subtle jealousy. But over text, she's minimal and surface level, keeping things strictly about our son. Well, that thing there, if she's only doing that in person, maybe she's just nice and responding to your mood. But if you're with her in person, like I said, invite her over for drinks. Invite her over to make dinner at your house. Something along those lines. See if she accepts. If she says, I'd be down, but only as friends, it's like, well, we could do friends with benefits. But if you're just interested in something platonic, then we'll just keep things the way they are. Because we communicate weekly for co-parenting, walk away and never look back cannot apply exactly as written. So my question is, what is the correct way to adapt your principles to get an ex back in a co-parenting situation where I cannot go 100% no contact, but I still need to maintain mystery, masculine polarity, and let her come to me? Well, what that means is, just like I said at the beginning of the video, all of the logistics need to be handled ahead of time. In other words, you know every day or weekend that you're supposed to get together, what time you're supposed to get together. Do it in person when you see her. Hey, I'm gonna pick Bobby up at 2:00. Plain and simple. I'm gonna pick up little Bobby. Bob and little Bobby. Do I simply continue being warm but brief over text, create fun chemistry in person, and otherwise let her do 100% of the initiating until she explicitly suggests spending time together outside of logistics? Again, when you guys are exchanging a kid, if she's lingering and she's playing with her hair and she really almost seems like she doesn't want you to go yet, then you should invite her to do something. Just invite her, hey, why don't we get together over the weekend if you're not doing anything and make dinner together? Or is there a point in this dynamic where I should casually suggest meeting up when the vibe is right? Yeah, if you see all the signs you're there in person, make a date, hang out, have fun, hook up. I want to handle this in a way that preserves her feeling of safety, attraction, and curiosity without ever slipping into the friend zone or over pursuing. Well, again, she could shoot you down or say, I don't think that's a good idea. Just say, I think it's a great idea. We get along great. We've been co-parenting pretty good for a better part of a decade. Hey, if you change your mind, let me know. And then you just go back to what you were doing. This is why you have all the logistics and everything arranged ahead of time, so you have no reason to call her and she has no reason to call you about the kid. That's what I would do. That'd be the best way to handle it. That way you don't muddy the waters or mix up or assume when there's really no evidence. So that's what I would do. Shoot us an email. Let us know if she accepts the dinner date or drink proposal or whatever you happen to offer. And let us know what happens. So if you got a question or challenge and you'd like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com. Click the coaching tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website and book a coaching session with yours truly. If you haven't already signed up for our exclusive premium members-only content in the video description of this video, there are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify or our website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab when you get there. And the good news is with our website, you can do a 7-day free trial to check out all the great content you get for your money. And if you choose an annual plan, you can get a 25% discount at the end of the 7-day free trial. So go to understandingrelationships.com, click the plans tab, sign up for a free trial today. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.